The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throb in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast, recording us a rare weekend podcast, and of course, doing it with my boy, Marc Francois. What's up?
Good evening. Good evening.
How's your Saturday going?
It's a cold and dreary day. It's been like rainy on and off here in New York. It's getting ready. I guess like next week it's gonna drop down to like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
So not looking forward to that.
We're getting a cold front again. Florida, of course. We're getting a cold front here too. Also, on
But
Monday
I mean, dude, I'm
Tuesday.
from SoCal. I get it. It's the same thing. If it drops under 65, it's like beanies and scarves. It looks like like December in New York. Like I get it.
My wife is the happiest this time of year because obviously she loves the holidays, but also she loves cold weather. She does.
After this many years, odds are high. I've told this story on the podcast as we've talked about weather before, but like the funniest example of that was one time I was working in LA at the Hilton at Universal Studios in Hollywood.
Right.
And it was an unusual cold snap in LA. So that means like mid to high 20s at night and like in the mid to upper 40s during the day. So even for LA, it was pretty fucking cold. Naturally, everybody's wearing like overcoats and beanies and dressed like it's Minnesota in January. Ironically, we had a group at the same time in-house that was like a Scandinavian hockey team, like Finland, Denmark, one of those countries. Everybody at the hotel is bundled up like it is the fucking Arctic. And these guys are running around in Speedos, jumping in the unheated pool because to them, 48 degrees is like amazing.
Dude, I can't wait. And by the way, I took advantage.
So it's all relative.
Because I'm a walker. I like to walk a lot. So I try to walk about 4 miles a day, at least every other day. The cold weather's gonna help.
Yeah, I walk at least 15, 20 every time I go into the city.
Easily, bro. You know, one thing I was telling my wife the other day, and I never thought about this as a kid because, like, obviously as a kid you don't think about these kind of things. But I was in New York in August. You realize you don't see a lot of fat people in the city.
No, not locals. I mean, yes, if you're in fucking Times Square or some other very touristy area, you may see overweight people, and it's because they're visiting from like Kansas or Iowa or Nebraska. Like locals, because like I realized it too back in the day when I had an Apple Watch and would come here, because it wasn't just the distance I was walking. Because like, for example, I would come here for a hotel conference and the conference was at Times Square. So I would stay fairly close to that area, much to my chagrin. And I would like take the train down to like World Trade Center and literally walk 50 blocks from Battery Park all the way up to like 52nd Street. And kind of meander and take all day to do it. But yeah, it wasn't just that, but it was like getting on and off the subway and getting around town and going in and out of buildings. You would do 15, 20 miles, but you'd also do 13, 14 flights of stairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you have the watch, it'll track that. And so it's crazy how fast it adds up.
I think the walking I did in New York for those 4 days saved me because I ate like shit those 4 days. I ate every hot dog, some bread you could find, every pizza. We went to restaurants all week long.
Yeah.
But I didn't balloon.
Now,
because
I
thought it would
will
be-
say, as far as getting your regional favorites at home, the relationship between Florida and the tri-state area is about as good as as good as you're gonna do. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to get East Coast shit where you're at, Florida is about as good as you could hope to get. Like, I
Right.
found some
Yeah.
dope delis in like Tampa and shit.
There's not. I mean, Florida has spots, but it's not New York City. It's not.
No,
This is
no,
not.
nothing is.
Yeah.
There's
So
nothing in the United States like New York.
no.
But
And
no, it's absolutely. My dad had the same thing in Europe. He was like 60 at the time. And now, granted, also European food versus American food is totally different. But it was the walking. It was, 5-10 miles a day, every day minimum, just walking everywhere, whether it was Paris, Rome, Brussels, whatever.
I love it.
It's so dope. It's so dope. And even on Long Island, like, you're more apt to walking in the suburbs here than you are in the suburbs, say, in SoCal. Because I would have driven when I was in the mountains for work over the summer, or if I was in San Diego, except when I lived right on the beach, right on the boardwalk. But then again, you're not eating anything or going anywhere right immediately around your plate.
Right.
Because like a slice of pizza, I shit you not, is like $22. Granted, it's a massive slice. It's really more like 3 slices worth.
Right.
But it's like $22 or $25 with toppings.
Mm-hmm.
Like a slice of pepperoni and sausage, I want to say is like $24.50.
By the way, I found some good deals in, like, if you go to Chinatown, you can get like a nice small chicken.
No, I was talking about like San Diego, like Mission Beach area, like right.
Of course, of course.
But yeah,
of course.
No, New York is the best for like. Yes, there is no shortage of fine dining, and you can
great deals,
spend $120 a person. Like, no problem. But yeah, there are so many fucking cheap eats just everywhere, and especially in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I already told Lauren, it's just like you have so many choices.
That's where we stayed. We stayed in Chelsea.
Well, and Hell's Kitchen. If you're uptown, Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen in the Upper West Side has some good shit.
Well, I told Lauren, and she loves the idea. I want to go every year. Just pick a weekend.
Yeah,
a weekend. I don't need an entire week. Let's go a weekend once a year.
Once I moved here and my mom started visiting, she came twice in like a 7-month period. She came at my birthday in the springtime, and then she came for Christmas last year. And she is so hooked. Like, she doesn't even like cold weather, but she'll brave the cold and the crowds for like New York at Christmas.
It's a culture shock, bro.
Yeah,
culture shock. That's what it is.
And she said the same thing I did. She's like, I didn't expect to like it this much. I was like, well, it has a lot to do with like knowing where to go and like
once you get used to it, once you settle in and you get used to the lifestyle, you just become it.
Yeah.
You will. So
like, she didn't have to think about anything when she was walking around with me. Just stay close, keep up.
Yeah,
that was about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I had to say,
and let me know if her knee hurts.
Yeah, and I had the same problem with my wife though. Because I walk very fast, and she's not like the fastest walker. Like especially I am. So she got mad at me a couple times. Like, you gotta slow down. Like, can't help it.
Yeah,
I walk fast. I can't help it.
Well, I have to, dude. Shout out to my friend Chelsea. She was smart and literally wore like kicks or boots the whole time. Never wore like any kind of questionable footwear.
Yeah,
but that girl had never been to New York before, and she was like, when I say I treat New York sidewalks like LA freeways, like that's kind of the mentality. I told her that, and she was like, bet, understood, got you. And like, from the minute she got here, she was knifing through people, looking back at me like, yo, are you coming? Like, I was like, you are the most instinctive, like, out of towner. This is so refreshing.
So speaking of New York and New York City, I heard it's going full communist now.
Right?
Allegedly, it's going full communist.
Oh yeah, no, Sharia law for everybody.
Yeah, something like that. Mamdani wins the
2 pounds of shawarma and a mosque for every household in the 5 boroughs.
Should I be a little concerned?
Or a Quran.
Yeah, should I be a little concerned the fact that so the number was he got 51% of the vote or 50% of the vote. He did cross 50%.
Something like that. He beat Cuomo by like 9%, whatever it was.
But
yeah, he got a clean majority. because I think Sliwa siphoned off like
9,
7%.
7 to 9, right? No, less than that.
Like
7. You're right. 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mamdani came away with a clean majority of like 51, 52%, something in there.
Right. Because I know in the past, obviously, like when Eric Adams won it and Blasio, it's typically like 65-35. But of course, there's a lot of liberals also who were on the fence of going Mamdani,
Yeah,
probably white numbers.
I feel like the New York mayor's race, historic, at least in our lifetime, so more often than not, is a foregone conclusion. It's the winner versus some guy. I don't feel like I don't feel like we've had a race. And I mean, even in this regard, it hasn't really been a race. It's been people talking about Cuomo because he has friends and a famous name and a history, but like this election hasn't been close for a long time.
Yeah, so Mamdani got 50.4, Andrew Cuomo got 41.6, Sliwa got 7.1. I gotta be honest with you, I can't stand Andrew Cuomo. I can't stand him. In fact, he
and his brother are both two of just the most obnoxious
corrupt
people,
motherfuckers ever.
Yeah.
And honestly, I told somebody else I would vote for Sliwa if I vote for Cuomo.
You're kind of not wrong.
Dead ass serious.
It's like I don't want like Sliwa's unhinged positions to get lost in like how entertaining he is.
Yeah.
But you're kind of not wrong for that. At least he's authentic.
I don't find Sliwa like a someone that's a threat to democracy kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes and no, because
really? Okay.
Yes, because he has extremely carceral bootlicky positions when it comes to the NYPD budget, cash bail, how many people end up getting sent to Rikers. If it were up to him, we'd go back to a very heavy-handed late 80s, early 90s style of policing. Don't be surprised if you'd see a return of stop and frisk. He said, quite frankly, New York is one of the, messaging leaders on this, having done away with qualified immunity, I think in 2021 or 2022. And one of the things he said is that he would, as mayor, seek to reinstitute qualified immunity. So no.
Yeah, it's a little
like
problematic.
He and his cats are funny. Don't get it like 100% accurate, but no. He has genuinely dangerous and untenable policy positions.
Mark, I'm not gonna lie though. When it comes I
wouldn't be surprised if he was a Central Park 5 truther.
Ooh, I don't know, man. But like when it comes to law and order, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm still pretty. Like I understand the broader nature of for example the bill 94, the big bill, what's the bill they call back in 94 that they give Biden?
The omnibus crime bill,
the crime bill,
the super predator.
Let's be clear, Mark. Let's be clear about this shit though. In the moment, most blacks wanted that. Black families wanted that because they want protection, not realizing that it may have dire effects.
Yeah, well,
but we didn't know that at the time. We didn't know that at the time.
Well, also, the United States has because of our obsession. Like, I mean, think about it. Anytime you have a movie where Americans are interacting with a foreigner, or especially if it's a foreign director, like if it's a British film for a British audience and there are American characters in it, like the CIA guy in a Bond flick back in the Brosnan ones, it's always, Americans, bunch of cowboys. That mentality permeates, and we've always had a very violent, very carceral response to what our interactions are between police and citizenry. And while yes, any like federal crime, like what do they call them, comp stats or whatever, data going back to like the 60s will show there was like a pronounced spike in crime going into the 70s and 80s, and then an even more pronounced drop off going into the 2000s. And that has more or less continued elsewhere with, little punctuations like during COVID and stuff. But overwhelmingly, what American legislators, civil administrators, municipal city council people, mayors, whatever, what they fail to understand year in and year out is that the best way to interrupt crime is not by putting more dudes who look like me, who are more likely than not juiced, out on the street to beat up 15-year-old kids who look like you.
Right.
It's to address the root causes of crime. Because more often than not in the United States, when you see a rise in crime, it's directly correlated to a rise or in wealth inequality and poverty. So
Right.
education,
Right.
housing, food, water,
But again,
utilities.
most people who are not plugged in politically are not going to look at it that way. Look at it as this black
Yeah.
and white, not black, white,
Yeah.
black, white, like a situation. Like I want safer streets. We all want safer streets.
No, 100%. And look, I mean, I can still kind of benefit from this. The treatment I receive from the police is very circumstantial. If I'm at a vigil for an impacted family in East LA and I'm dealing with the fucking worst division of LA County Sheriff and they've probably got me on a watch list or two, you know what I mean? Like how I get dealt with by police irrespective of my melanin is, you know, one thing. But here in New York, driving you know, a nice car, as long as I'm sober and well dressed and again white,
no one's gonna fuck with you.
These fucking cops here are pretty friendly to me more often than not.
Right. Yep.
I've been pulled over once or twice for pretty minor shit, and both times I've been, you know, let off with a warning and not a lot of questions asked.
So this race, so the Democrats, first off, there were four major races, right? Obviously Virginia governor's race.
Yeah, you had Virginia and New Jersey governor. You had the California Prop 50.
Prop 50. So
look, and then you had some big, you had some additional ones in Virginia in the state house.
Attorney General
was going to break, that had the potential to break the supermajority there, and did. And then the other, or it gave Democrats a supermajority in Virginia. I forget which. And then in Mississippi, they broke the state level supermajority in Jackson by winning some. I don't know if it was Senate or Assembly. I didn't look that closely, but I didn't, you know, let Kornacki and his khakis.
So I'm
show me the way.
I'm feeling kind of weird about this though, because like the feedback is like, oh, the Democrats are back and this and that. And this is what I feel, and I could be wrong. It's just a couple of races. Like, am I wrong for saying being a little more suspect on that? Say, wait, hold on to next year.
Yeah, 100%. And it's
okay.
You know, a great example would be like the New York mayoral race, and it's the sort of thing that establishment Democrats, the Pelosi-crats, the Clinton-crats, whatever we want to call them, the neoliberals, they would look at somebody like Mamdani and completely write off all of his progressive policies that brought out economically sensitive independent voters, to say nothing of it having you know, being inclusive of all races, ethnicities, worldviews, gender expressions, whatever. But the Democrats would look at this and go, oh, he's so good at TikTok, we have to do more on TikTok. It's like, no, you fucking morons. It doesn't matter whether he's door knocking, phone banking, leafleting, TikToking, or, you know, parade marshaling. The reason he performed is because of what he's selling. It's again, it goes right back to what we said.
Policy
after in the autopsy. It has nothing to do with who your sales manager is and everything to do with the product they're selling. Mamdani is selling a grade A fucking product. And a number of the also, it was low-hanging fruit in this case because you had a whole bunch of voters who maybe voted for Bernie and then voted for Trump and then voted for Biden and then voted for Trump again. And everything with them is about economic messaging, and they don't really necessarily have the ability or the acumen to like parse it all out. They just kind of go with whoever's the loudest speaking to their wallet.
How is it that we
And so it was
idiots-
low-hanging fruit for this election cycle to just be like, I'm gonna make shit cheaper, and Trump obviously hasn't.
How is it that idiots like you and I can sit and know the answer, and these pieces of shit who are paid by fucking big pharma and all this shit don't know a goddamn thing about why Democrats losing voters?
Remember the old South Park episode when the Broflovskis moved to San Francisco and everybody's like sniffing their own farts and everything to protect the environment in California? It's that, in the sense that the wealthier you get and the longer you're wealthy, the more isolated you become from the everyday human experience.
Right.
And especially at a time like this when things are so polarized and ascension between the class rungs is so unlikely. So, frankly, these rich assholes have no idea what it's like. They have no idea what people really need. And frankly, they don't give a shit.
No.
Because all they care about is their next first class or private trip, their next hosted dinner, their next whatever. They don't worry about paying the rent, and they don't hang out with people who do.
And the whole fucking like, well, anybody with Trump thing is a cop out now.
Yeah. And most of the left wing in this country, or quote unquote left, what we would call a left wing in this country, but nowhere else, has been equally co-opted by the same moneyed interests. It's like, pick a topic. There's a lobbyist for that.
Yeah.
You know, pick a product. There's a lobbyist for that. Whether it's textbooks, toilet paper, or fucking train tickets, to keep it alliterative.
Yeah. Alliterative. So let me ask you a question. These races here, Democrats clean sweep, you know, obviously they're jacked up, fired up.
I mean, yeah, it's good news, obviously.
How does this impact next year's midterms, in your opinion?
I think it depends on if the candidates winning Democratic nominations going into the 26 midterms are speaking to the sorts of things that Mamdani is. And I think, you know, this is an important bellwether, and the timing of it is serendipitous for that exact reason. Is it shows that you can win and win decisively, not necessarily by following the winds of money or the donors or the corporations, and just like, it's the economy, stupid.
Of course, always.
It's that fucking simple. And speak like, oh my God, some of these things might ring socialist, but the simple truth is everything Mamdani is talking about that people are calling him a pinko commie, you know, ISIS fighter for, is like a good portion of it, if not all of it, was shit we've had in the past at some level, or at least within New York, whether at the city, state, or federal level. Everything he's talking about is shit we've had and lost over the last 60, 70 years, and especially in the last 40 years. These aren't like fucking radical, out of left field communist manifesto policies. This is like, this is shit that was in the New Deal, you guys.
Right. What's up? Hold on. What's going on, buddy? Can I help you?
You like keep on fighting me for a remote.
Okay, you have 5 remotes in the
That's
house.
what you get for reproducing.
You have 5 remotes in the house, and you find over 1 remote. Find a remote. Go outside now. Good God, he just lost your pizza.
And if
now.
not, go code an app that will control the TV over Wi-Fi.
They're
You're that generation, young
brother.
man.
Mark, we have literally 3 TVs downstairs, and they have their own TV in their home bedroom. Okay, if you're fighting over TV, Someone go in another room and watch a fucking TV. It's not a big deal. Good God, kids.
It's not about the geography, you fucking moron. It's about I need to watch the one that brother's watching because I need to torment him and be where he.
That's
like
what
it
it
could
is,
be
brother.
as simple as I just want to be where brother is, and brother is.
It really
"Get
is,
the
dude. It
fuck
really
away
is.
from me,
It's
you
like-
little crotch
it's like,
goblin. Like
I'm gonna fight you, but I want to be around you anyway. They're very, you know, it's funny. They love each other, but also hate each other at the same time. It's crazy.
It's like the dog that puts like one foot on you, but won't let you spoon them.
Let me ask you this thing about the race also too. What do you think of Obama? Like Obama did speak to Mamdani before the election. We never endorsed him.
Honestly, I'm so tired of caring what he thinks.
I am too. And honestly, to me, it's
he
fucking
doesn't
shit,
effectively use the platform he wields. Like the amount of bully pulpit power he still has or could have, he doesn't use. He holds his tongue until it's safe. He doesn't take a stand for things. I mean, he's always too little too late when he fucking finally speaks up.
Yeah. Well,
and what he says is nice. It's good. It's you know, it matters, but like the damage is done. Like
a lot of it too also is that he doesn't want to get involved in the race. Like he took a while to endorse Hillary. He took a while to endorse Biden. I know I know he's doing that because he doesn't want to affect the race and doesn't want to split the party.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
you're not Jed fucking Bartlett, bro. Come on. Like
it's annoying as shit. It's annoying. Like to me, I'm sorry.
No, it really is. And I feel like, yeah, I just for the status of sort of the extent to which it's like my forever president hashtag or
pause. Okay. All right, the kids weren't fighting. We're fine. The kids weren't fighting. I thought
so ADD took over in the off mic, but now anyhow we were talking about the Michael Jackson biopic. You'd sent me the trailer, and I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen a number of different like film production creators talking about it, and like you were just saying, it's breaking records, you know, left and right.
Most views by a music biopic ever.
I'm hearing it looks really bad. Like the film itself looks really bad.
I've heard mixed views about it, mostly positive, but again, a lot of it too also is depending on what perspective. I've already had see a lot of the hardcore fans are picky on it too because they say, oh, they got this part wrong, and the nose is a little too big here on this one year. Yeah, that's nitpicking.
Well, and for the same reason, I tend to be excited about certain things depending on who and this really depends on who the figure is. There's a valid criticism for this same thing is that what I've been hearing is, you know, you can't get a great look at a complicated figure when the estate is involved.
Right.
Because you're always going to have to sugarcoat the controversial or problematic parts of their story.
They're not even going to touch on that. You know why?
Well,
because
I'll tell you what I think that's going to whether you and I disagree as to whether or not it's relevant to the story they're trying to tell ultimately. I think that's, you know, we'd be remiss not to acknowledge that's going to be the criticism. Like, so well, how can such an important part of his life and legacy? How could you not address it?
Well, that's the thing, though. So they did film stuff for that. The problem is this is why the film got pushed back.
Is that going to be like the mysterious Joker footage that we never saw with Jared Leto?
No. The rumor is right now is that there may be a part 2.
Well, that makes that's so. Well, it's basically they're gonna have enough footage in the can to be well on their way to a sequel if it's a hit and the studio goes run it back.
It's gonna be, but this is the snag though. So apparently, and
so really quick. Okay, what is the overall arc of what this is gonna cover?
This is covering everything from childhood to the Bad album.
Okay.
So you're missing out. So you're still missing 20 years after that.
Yeah,
You're
and
missing
it's
the
gonna
Dangerous
be
era. You're missing
obviously
all the allegations,
tell that
the scandals. Yeah,
and to tell that story in 2.5 hours or less, to go from picking switches in Gary, Indiana, to breaking from the brothers and the
Thriller,
now
and
third
then
studio solo album, like, man, you are gonna fly through shit.
right. So
Like,
here's
it's going faster than the miniseries because that was
right.
only
So,
2 parts, you
yeah.
know.
Well, here's the thing though. They did film the stuff covering the allegations and everything else with the team. The problem is they hit a legal snag.
Like, did they get a gag
So
order or something
no,
for?
but there are things in the non-disclosure agreement that can't be touched, and because things in the making the movie was probably touched in there, there's the risk
So
reward factor.
the lawyers give
Right,
a lot of notes on
right.
what can
So
stay and what has to go.
So but they didn't figure it out until after the fact. So
Until it was already like the film was already in the can.
right. So they have 4 hours of film footage ready to use. So what they're doing now.
But there's footage that they can't. That you're saying there's like 4 hours of, you know,
the entire story. The entire story.
SA related.
Right. Correct.
Content.
Yes.
That they've been sort of like muzzled on at the moment.
They got to figure out how to work around that using certain names, and kind of thing. So what they're doing, remember this film was supposed to come out 2 years ago. Because of that, they had to do reshoots.
Well, because it originally got greenlit like right before or during the pandemic, right?
Yeah,
or
correct.
Something like that.
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
And that was one of the big
that,
and then the strikes really
right. So
shot it in both feet repeatedly.
Right. So what they did, they had to do reshoots. The last year, been doing reshoots.
Okay.
So what they're doing is this. The word is that they're gonna put up this part.
So is it still classified? Like, if we go look it up in IMDb, is it like done and getting focus grouped? Like a version of it is watchable, or is it still in post?
They're done filming. They filmed this stuff.
No. I'm saying, no. I know they're done filming. I'm saying, is
right.
it in post production, or is it like there's a finished movie ready to go and it's
there's a finished movie ready to go? It's finished.
Okay,
it's finished.
So it may be nipped or edited slightly, but like the movie's done.
Right.
When's the release?
April 24th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it could still change a bit.
So what they're gonna do is apparently is that if this first movie, this movie's a success, which it will be because the hype already is insane right now.
At least opening weekend will be big,
right.
and it might be it might fall off a cliff for week 2, kind of thing.
Well,
if
let's
word
hope
of mouth
not.
is bad,
right? If it does well, then they're gonna probably work on part 2 and try to figure out the legalities around that. That's the word I'm hearing right now. My friend Jen, who from Square One, she was on the set. She was on the set actually on the movie early in the year. She said the things.
Okay, but even the like childhood stuff and also all the like Jackson 5 stuff is going to be.
That'll be there.
Very much, it's gonna because the famous miniseries with like Angela Bassett and I can't think of the guy that was the voice of Simba and stuff who played Little Michael and shit.
James Earl Jones.
No.
Jason Weaver.
Jason Weaver.
Yeah.
Thank you. But no, the Jackson's an American Dream, that was still, until later, until it was Michael was the only famous one left when they got to the 80s and shit. But like the childhood parts, it was still very even keeled. Like it was looking at the group, the family, the whole of it.
Yeah,
is this going to be more specifically like through Michael's eyes experieing that, much more focused on his experience rather than the brothers?
This is a Michael Jackson biopic.
Yeah.
This is not.
It's not to say that Jackie isn't gonna be in it, but he's probably not getting as much.
Correct.
He's getting less focused than he did in the miniseries.
And people forget too also that the American Dream movie is about the Jackson family. Now Michael is the biggest part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, granted, Michael is the biggest part of it because he's the biggest star. So obviously, he's gonna get all the attention. But that was about the family as a whole. And for the record, that movie ends at the Victory Tour in '84. So that shit ended way before. You know what I mean? That left out the bad album.
Yeah, I mean they left out Janet because that was right before Janet blew up.
Correct. That's correct.
Wasn't Rhythm Nation was like 86 and stuff?
No, Control's 86. Rhythm Nation's 89.
Or Control's 86. Rhythm Nation was like 89.
89, right. So yeah. But
not bad for not having those albums as a kid.
Yeah. I think it will do well because there's a thirst for this kind of stuff. This stuff always does very well.
Yeah.
The question is going to be: there will be people.
Is it gonna? How long is it gonna? Is it gonna last at the box office? Is going to be the question.
I think it'll go well. I think it'll go well.
Yeah.
But then again, too, also movies don't last long anyway.
Like
Because
the Whitney Houston one isn't one of the widely regarded great like biopics. So, like it didn't win awards and shit. But honestly, I saw it in theaters and really enjoyed it.
It's going to do well because it's going to do well financially because of the name value of Michael Jackson. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we like the film itself. Is we'll see how it looks.
Yeah, and whether the film ages well, becomes a rewatchable, ends up on a Bill Simmons podcast, like we shall see.
Yeah, it'll sell name value. I know for a fact. I'm going to nitpick the shit out of it because I'm a hardcore fan. It's done by the same people. It's going to be sugarcoated.
Well, it's one of his nephews is playing
Jermaine's kid, right? Jermaine's kid.
Like as a teenager and adult, right?
Yeah. Jafar Jackson. He sounds just like him too. Also, for the record, sounds just like him. Yeah, he does. And he has all the Michael ticks too. Also, he does all the gestures and he knows very well.
Vocal ticks and stuff.
Correct. Yeah. So he'll
the little ones that the people who've listened to every album 100 times over know that are way more than just like he and Shaman. Like
correct. And
I mean 4,900 other vocal ticks he has.
Right. I'm gonna think. I like I said, I was bad with Queen. I'm a huge Queen fan, obviously. So when the same people who did Queen, the movie Rhapsody movie 7 years ago, same people doing this film.
Yeah.
And I was bad with Queen.
Out of curiosity, what's it called?
What's
the Michael Jackson one called?
Michael.
Oh, okay. Well, no, because almost every fucking time they do one of these music biopics, whether it's Elton John or Bob Dylan or Whitney Houston, it's always the name of a song. And I'm so tired of it. Like Elton John, Rocket Man. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I never saw the Whitney Houston one actually.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's like, for my understanding is that the estate was involved. I believe it was done after Bobby Christina passed away.
It's a biopic or it's a documentary?
Biopic.
Okay. Who played her, by the way?
And I can't remember the name of the actress. She's British, though.
Look at right now.
But she has a pretty solid resemblance. And, like with so many of these things with a biopic, it's like you don't necessarily have to be able to win a look-alike contest. It's like, do you capture the essence of this person? And I feel like
Naomi Aki.
Yeah, exactly.
This came out 2022. I missed this fucking thing.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters because that's when I was living in San Diego. My roommate and I were going. We had the AMC like A-list Plus, so we could. It was basically like their version of Movie Pass. It was just a little bit more expensive and restrictive. And so he and I were going to the movies like 3 and 4 times a week sometimes.
The Whitney Houston stuff I've watched since her death actually is the Can I Be Me documentary that was on Showtime for a little while. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the.
If you believe, it's a little salacious too at times, but it does sound like something that you have to at least consider. But no, I'm surprised.
I was saying the biopic actually. It was my understanding that the family and the estate were involved with the story.
It has to be because they're not going to allow this.
It's pretty raw. Like, I mean, it goes right into the fact of like her quote unquote best friend. Her whole life was in fact her lesbian lover for many years. And
Robin.
In it. Yeah, Robin in it. And it caused a lot of problems with Sissy. Was that her mom's name?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the film goes into all of that. Like Bobby Brown doesn't come into the movie till the last third. to like the last act. You know what I mean?
You say you saw this at the
I saw this in theaters. Yeah.
Did they
I
go
think
through the entire life?
I might have seen it more than once in theaters.
Did they
Oh,
go
yeah.
into the death scenes and everything when she in the tub and everything?
How
far they go?
I forget how they do it. No. I think it ends with her 1994 American Music Awards
I'm reading it right now.
performance, like really, really big one. And then it goes into an epilogue from there. But I don't think they went
You're right.
gruesome and like went through all her crazy year. Like I don't believe they hit all that. I think
I'm gonna watch this.
It ended while she was on top, and then just kind of tells you how, you know, Whitney battled drugs and alcohol for many years, and blah 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 blah. 2012.
Yeah, they I think these directors don't want to get too, because the same thing with Freddie Mercury and Queen. They
and that's the
85.
That's kind of the criticism, though, of content creators or influencers on this, is that saying you can't get, if you have a complicated figure or a problematic figure, you're never, when the family is directly involved with the telling of the story, you're almost never gonna get sort of the rawest version of whatever rocky part. The only exception I would say maybe is in the case of Selena, because like the gruesome details are something horrific that happened to her. So her family, especially with like Yolanda being up for parole, her family wants to make sure that that wound is like on the tip, is like top of mind for everybody, of like how badly Selena was wrong. So like if the Quintanillas are involved, I'm like,
and quite frankly too, also
I think that's, that's like the exception, but I get the point of saying the family's involved. They're not going to talk about raw shit.
And this is going to sound really fucked up, but follow me here. Her murder actually made her more famous, because I honestly didn't know who she was until she got murdered.
Same. I was literally just telling my mom this story. There was a kid that was like my homie in 5th grade when I lived in Vegas. And he was Mexican, and he was one of the only Mexican kids in my class. And I remember, like, we used to always hang out at the community pool, because a lot of the houses had teeny tiny little backyards, like fucking postage stamp backyards with big houses. Right. And there were a lot of community pools. So we go to community pool, hang out. One afternoon, he's wearing this big oversized like Selena t-shirt, and he's moping around the pool. This is summer of 95. And I'm like, yo, why aren't you in the pool? It's 900 fucking degrees outside. It's August in Las Vegas,
Yeah. Yep.
And he's like, honestly, I'm too sad to swim. And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, Selena died. And I'm like, que chingada, way. Like, who the fuck is Selena? Like, and so he goes on to tell me she's the Whitney Houston of Latin music and blah, 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 blah. And she got murdered by her assistant, who was also stealing money from her. And this is all like,
was it a manager or assistant?
The day it happened. She was an assistant.
Okay.
She was, and then she kept assuming more and more responsibility. But she started out as just like a straight up assistant. And I think maybe even just she was either a retail clerk in the boutique in Corpus Christi, like the original boutique that Selena opened, or she was doing bookkeeping for the boutique.
Okay.
And then she kept taking on more and more and more. And she was her way in was that she was like the president or something, or an officer in like the fan club, like the main Selena fan club.
Right. I heard she was obsessed with her too, also. Obsessed.
Well, they didn't know that at the time, but yes, that's what it ultimately turned out to be. And then when she got fired, it was like when Selena noticed that Yolanda was stealing from her like significant amounts of money, she confronted her and fired her, and then it became a sort of, if I can't have you, no one can, sort of retaliation to her getting fired. and she shot Selena at that meeting, and she's still in prison for it to this
Imagine,
day.
imagine she still wants bail. Fuck you. You murdered somebody.
Well,
bail.
parole.
She wants parole. Sorry.
Yeah, so she's eligible for
You know what I mean?
parole. I want to say this year or next year.
She probably get denied. Sure.
Yeah, but I don't see it being very likely that she gets out.
No, she's done a different life.
Especially with the new Selena documentary that the family just put out and stuff. New Netflix documentary.
She may not survive anyway. She may fucking end up getting killed by someone.
I mean, depending on what her circumstances and
how old is she? How old is that woman now? Because she was old back then.
I mean, I think she was in her late 40s or early 50s then, so she's got to be in her like mid 70s to early 80s now.
Yeah,
like I would say she's between 75 and 83, if I had to guess. Because she was probably between 47 and 52 about 30 years ago.
All right, so Selena. All right, hold on. She was 23. She died. My God, she was so young.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. So Selena.
I mean, like her English language album, like when I Could Fall in Love blew up on like mainstream radio and stuff, she had already passed away.
She's only 65, bro.
She's only 65 now.
Yeah.
Jesus. Go back and watch.
Go
on YouTube and watch. I was gonna say, go on YouTube and watch the old like news footage.
30 years ago, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. That means she was 30. Look at that footage.
She was not 35 years old in 1985. Get the fuck out of here. No way, bro. No way.
Bro.
She was not 35 years old.
Obviously, you're not somebody who's gonna like pile on and like throw dirt on my grave here because you've got a couple of more trips around the sun than me. But like, I'm 42 almost, and I'm white.
Is it me, Mark? Is it like
this lighting is not flattering? I'm not wearing makeup.
Like, is it me or like do people look more much younger now?
35.
But you know what's fucking weird though, Mark, is that why is it like people who were in their 30s back in the 70s and 80s look older than now?
I think
it's
okay, so I think it's a couple things. I think later Gen X, elder millennial through like the eldest Gen Z, we're the generation of children and babies who kind of benefited. We were the last group to get still when overall condition and life expectancy was on an upward swing. So I had to do it inverted for the camera. Right. But that's like when these things were on an upward swing. So if you were born between 1975 and 1995,
right,
chances are you got, socioeconomics notwithstanding, at least in the broader overall capabilities of society,
right,
you benefited the most from nutrition, healthcare, sunscreen, overall pursuit of health and wellness knowledge. So like when you think of any one generation going all the way back to the 1860s, like call it so from the Victorian to the present, no generation had, like, we had the best infant mortality, best maternal mortality. That's not to say that either of those things are good in the United States, but on a historic, like, look at 1885. Like,
yeah.
You know,
it's crazy.
Fucking milk had like arsenic in it and shit, or borax. They were putting borax in the milk because it wasn't pasteurized. Like,
right. Because I'm 45. I'm not trying to toot my own here. I look pretty handsome at 45 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look young.
I get the most, like, when I ask people, like, especially it very much depends on how I'm dressed and like what. So if I'm like this, if I'm wearing like a t-shirt and a jersey, and especially if I have glasses and a cap on, I look a lot younger.
Yeah.
But if I'm cleaned up, dressed up, looking a little more fashionable, I got a nice haircut, my hair's styled and my beard's trimmed and everything, I look a little more distinguished, if you will.
Right. Hey,
But I
when you
usually get 30 to 34, like when people guess my age, and I'm very happy to take that.
right. The Dodgers win the World Series back to back. How
So
was that
funny
hard?
enough,
Was
I
that
didn't
hard?
watch a single inning of Game 7. Not
Oh,
live, at least.
was that on purpose?
No, I totally forgot about it. I fell
Wait.
asleep.
So you watched the first 6 games, and you watched Game 7?
I watched parts of Game 6. I watched all of Games 3, 4, and 5.
Let me ask you a question. Who'd you root for?
I was
'Cause-
kind of indifferent. It was more that I wasn't like actively rooting for the Dodgers, but the one thing that sort of like eked 0.1% over to break the tie is my hatred of George Springer. I just
Oh,
can't
right.
watch anything good. If Seattle had been in the World Series, I would have been actively rooting for Seattle, wearing my Griffey jersey every fucking game, like rooting against the Dodgers. But the one thing that kind of made me go, even that might overcome my ethical quandary, is like
Right.
just fuck George Springer and anyone attached
So
to
that
the
took over.
2007
So that was the
Astros.
one that said, you know what, fuck it, over for the Dodgers.
Yeah,
But you're not enjoying the World
But
Series.
I wasn't invested. I wasn't wearing my fucking Freddie Freeman 2024 champions jersey, like I was just whatever about it. I didn't really watch Game 6 except for the last couple of innings. And Game 7 I completely missed. I fell asleep on the couch. I want to say,
I was high.
because
I
it
was
was
high
the
as
day.
fuck, and I couldn't.
Well, so I was out till 4:30 in the morning on Halloween. So I slept all fucking day on Saturday.
Did you go partying or something, bro?
Yeah. Well, and there's a bar there's a bar. So one of my homies who's from here, he moved down south. And so he was home to visit for Halloween. And there's this bar right around the corner from my apartment that on Fridays, Saturdays, and busy nights will stay open till 4 or 4:30.
Okay.
And so after the main party at my little neighborhood watering hole, I went to go meet up with my boy because he was only in town for a few days. And we turned up till like 4 a.m. at this place around the corner. And so, yeah, all day Saturday was passed the fuck out. And when I sleep like that, I just marathon comfort TV or comfort movies. So I would have had on like ER, The West Wing or something, just kind of running on a loop in the background.
That's what I do also too.
I forgot about the game. I slept through it. And the reason I woke up was because my phone was blowing up right as the game ended.
Right.
And it was like people who don't watch baseball texted me, can you believe that? That was the fucking craziest game I've ever seen. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. Game 7's tonight. And so I quickly
really have checked on the Dodgers this year, bro.
With no idea what the outcome was. I didn't even look at like Bleacher Report alerts. And I'm like, let's see what happened. And I flip on the TV in time to see the Dodgers still like the post game people hadn't even gotten to them. They hadn't gotten their t-shirts on or nothing yet. Like it had just ended.
You understand, like 2012.
So later I went back and watched replays and I watched like the second half of the game.
You understand 2012 Mark would fucking bitch slap 2025 Mark Francois because as hardcore as you've been from the Rogers' entire life, and now you're missing Game 7 World Series, a World Series that people argue is the greatest of all time.
Oh, it is. It is the greatest. It is the greatest single baseball game I have ever seen. I have since gone back and watched it. It is the single greatest baseball game I can think of that I've ever watched.
And you're torn.
The drama and action of this series is what we wanted last year from the Yankees series. Like that's what we were hoping we were going to get when these two Goliath versus Goliath, MVP versus MVP, money bags versus money bags finally meet. It was this series that we were hoping for. So yeah, there's definitely some FOMO and some frustration of like, I'm annoyed that I can't enjoy something that objectively I know is fucking amazing, but it just doesn't hit the same. It's kind of
Yeah,
the same.
I get it.
Honestly, funny you mentioned 2012. If I'm not mistaken, that was during the height of the McCourt boycott.
Correct.
And so 2012 me would have been like, stand your fucking ground because fuck that piece of shit from Boston.
That's true. No, you're right. You're right.
Because
You're
I
right.
boycotted when like shit hit the fan and McCourt was trying to get the payroll down to something like $140 million a year. The fans, if you remember, we revolted and revenue tanked, which is what prompted the sale in the first place.
Good. Piece of shit.
Because the fans stopped going to games, stopped buying jerseys, and stopped watching TV.
Yeah, piece of shit himself.
Yeah, fuck Frank McCourt.
So, are you back on the wagon next year or no? As long as Mark Walters is fucking
it kind of depends on what happens. I'm hearing, already immigrants' rights groups. A lot of the immigrants groups. You've got some that and certain creators that take a pretty hard line on the class traitorism of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And you have other more mellow groups saying like, hey, we get it, this is complicated, but we're asking the Dodgers not to attend the White House. So but there's also talk that it's moot because Trump has already said he wasn't going to invite the Dodgers anyway, which is weird because like he was all too happy to have them last year.
He's such a bitch. He's such a bitch.
Yeah, if anything, that should be a victory lap because of Mark Walters' business entanglements. Just for the record, the reason I'm boycotting the team is because Mark Walter, in addition to allowing ICE to stage at the stadium, which ultimately that might have been McCourt because, going back to McCourt, he owns the parking lots.
That's true.
So if ICE is staging vehicles in the parking lots, that could be on McCourt, not Mark Walter. So further reason to hate Frank McCourt if it's true. Otherwise, fuck Mark Walter too. But Mark Walter still doesn't get out of the barrel because he is a principal shareholder in a company called Geo Group, which is a private prison company that makes a fuck ton of money off of immigrant detention and ICE contracts. So for the Dodgers to claim Viva los Dodgers and have Noche Latino and all the things, Viva la Raza, bullshit. You've made millions, if not billions of dollars off of the Hispanic community in LA. And I'll just give it, say, for the last 40 years, because we've talked about the history about, Latinos not really fucking with the Dodgers before Fernando. But just in the last 40-ish years, there's no way you've not made at least hundreds of millions of dollars off of Mexican viewers. And to sell the community out this badly, no, I don't fuck with you. So the first blow that had me kind of like soft boycotting and definitely for the season was them going to the White House and tap dancing for Trump. And the thing that has me like genuinely considering a divorce is the Geo Group stuff. And I have a Lakers cap on right now, but I'm kind of in the same boat there. I almost just for shits and giggles to cause a conversation wore my Knicks jersey just to fuck with you. But like, it's the same thing because it's now official that the Guggenheim Group, which owns the Dodgers, and Mark Walter is the quote unquote owner of the Dodgers, is now the owner of the Lakers.
Right.
And will be the governor of the Lakers moving forward. So I'll be really curious to see, especially LeBron has never had any hesitation about like flicking Trump's minuscule, tiny, microscopic ball sack. So I'm curious to see if he keeps that energy going forward or if he goes with the tide and his investors. We'll see. But I'm having a really hard time with my relationship with both the Dodgers and the Lakers on any kind of like ethical or integrity front. Because,
but having said that, though, LeBron,
they don't represent LA when they're
right. But also, whether or not we agree with LeBron's stance on all that stuff, LeBron doesn't have the same power.
Well, and he's honestly on anything issue based, I'll give him the very, very, very smallest amount of slack when it comes to specifically Black community issues. But really, for the most part, his activism is performative, hollow,
It's
and
very performative.
and disingenuous, regardless of what it is.
He means, does he mean well? Yes. It's performative.
Yeah.
Also, yes.
Like, let's go back to 2020 when they fucking walked out and refused to play. Who did that? The Bucks did that.
Yeah.
That was Drew Holiday and Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked the fucking door down and said, we're not playing. Do what you want to do. Keep our money, whatever. But what's happening with, at the time, it was Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor. But this is unconscionable and untenable, and we're not fucking playing. And then they had a big meeting, and everybody came out and go, okay,
Yep.
cool. We're with Giannis and Drew. We're not going to play either.
Yeah.
But it wasn't LeBron like giving everybody fucking air cover. It was like, finally, once he spoke up, okay, cool. Like, mid-level exception guys can like speak their fucking mind and not worry about getting waived. But
speaking of which, the Lakers.
But he was not a pioneer.
No, fuck no. Speaking of which, though, the Lakers, fast start, 7-2 without LeBron.
Dude,
what do you think?
Speaking of LeBron being hollow and useless, where does he fit when he comes back? Because right now he's looking like trade bait.
The problem is he has no trade clause.
Well, yeah, but you never know. It might be to a situation I wouldn't hesitate to trade him to, like, if the deal was right, trade it, like if it was for Giannis.
It's not gonna happen, bro. No one's trading Giannis, LeBron James.
Well, no, because isn't Giannis in the last year of his deal?
No, he has 2 more years.
Oh shit! I thought this year was his last year. My bad.
He has 2 more years.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, and no one's.
Oh shit! LeBron, then I don't even know if I want Giannis when he's a free agent, because he's going to be old and his back or his labrum or something. He's going to be the same thing with Anthony Davis. It's way he's going to get to town. He's going to have a couple of great years, and then he's going to fall the fuck apart, and the back end of the contract will be dog shit.
I think there's a situation that's good for LeBron, maybe outside of Golden State. But the thing is, though, you have to make sure that team you're doing a deal with, that team is going to try to not.
You don't want somebody in the conference, and realistically, like the way both teams are constructed, as say, call it likely second round exits that could put some shit together. The Lakers and Warriors kind of fall in the same bucket. So unless you're getting Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green and 2 first-round picks, which implodes the whole point of the war. Like, to me, the only deal that makes sense, more or less, doesn't improve either team unless somebody's being a fucking idiot.
Right.
Unless one side or the other.
If I'm the Lakers, you let this shit ride 1 year, let him walk. So you can do let him walk.
Yeah, I mean, I guess unless you get a Pau Gasol level trade package that falls in your fucking lap, Jerry West rises from the grave, gets a consulting gig, and hands you a superstar.
That ain't happening though. Again, Pau Gasol back then was what, 29, 30 years old.
It's short of that happening. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think, and another thing, I think LeBron.
If he continues to play after this season, I think it's just going to be signing with whomever drafts Bryce.
Really? I don't know.
I don't know. because the Bron thing hasn't been quite as fun and exciting and as explosive as it was supposed to be, because Bronny did not come into the league a bona fide professional. He could have used at least 2 or 3 more years in college.
He should be in the league in the first place, dude. He should be in the league in the first place. I'm sorry. He's not an NBA ready.
Well, no, I mean, he's starting to finally look the part, but I don't think he's going to be a 12-year NBA player if his last name's not James. He's not there in the first place if he's not LeBron's kid. But the point is, Bryce looks like dad with a jumper. So,
gotta check it out.
Like, he's 6'7" or something like that. He's like he's a freshman, I believe, at U of A.
So he's bigger than Bronny. Okay.
He's already like 6'7" or 6'8" at 18. He's built just like dad was.
Oh shit.
Except that he's got range. He's already
Well, there
got
you
the
go.
jumper and 3-point range, but he's got the handles, the explosiveness. He's skinny and lanky because he's 18. His nuts
So was
dropped
LeBron
like
back in 18. So was
25
LeBron
minutes
18
ago.
years
But
old.
that's what I mean. I mean, his nuts dropped 20 minutes ago. So, like, by 23, 24, he's going to be a fucking beast. Like,
I think this thing
and
backfired on
think about it. LeBron didn't have even a mid-range game until
Nope.
Miami.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he hit a few jumpers and some buzzer beaters and had some clutch moments that were, 25 feet out, whatever ish from the basket in Cleveland. But all he was a dunker for the most part. And
I'll tell you what, Mark, I'll tell you what, this whole thing with LeBron, I think when he was out for a month, I think he was hoping the Lakers probably lose some games so they need him. It's fucking backfired, I think. I have no doubt he leveraged this shit. No doubt it was a leverage play.
Well, because, I mean, think about it. He looked like a time-traveling fucking unanimous MVP last year. He really did. And I think he was probably assuming the Lakers were going to be off to a slow start because they had a questionable fucking roster and JJ in his second year and upheaval with ownership. And he was going to come off of playing like a 25-year-old to all the fanfare and everything. I don't think he was expecting Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic to look like this in his absence. And because of what they're doing in terms of drawing double teams and what both of them can do facilitating, DeAndre Ayton and Rui Hachimura are looking pretty good. And like that kid number 12 is looking pretty good. The one that Anthony Edwards and now myself don't know who the fuck that kid is, but he was looking really good the other night. Like,
they look good. We play him.
We said it last year. Like, JJ knows what he's doing. So as long as he gets a roster that allows him to do his thing, I think he's going to be somebody that ultimately proves kind of like Phil Jackson.
Right.
Super roster dependent. His system is going to work with a select group of players and a certain mindset of player. And if he can develop that secret sauce before the press and the fans turn on him, well, then he'll probably have a successful and lengthy tenure as the head coach of the Lakers. Otherwise, Luke Walton.
Yeah. Exactly, Luke Walton. Like I said, this is
because that's I said at the time I thought Luke was a few years too early, but that potentially, given the coaching pedigree that he comes from, both as a player and like who he's played for and everything, like it made all the sense in the world that he would eventually be the head coach of the Lakers one day. But I think they jumped the gun a couple of years too early on him.
Right.
Anyway, but no, Mark, they look incredible, and Knicks look good too.
They're decent. They're doing what they should be doing. Like I said.
Yeah. I mean, would you say they're the odds-on favorite in the East, or at least expectation-wise?
Yeah, but I mean, because I mean they're a better roster overall.
And Boston's not going to get Tatum back for any reason this year, right? Because of the Achilles.
No. They already said that even if he was ready to come back, that the team doesn't want him back. They want to make sure they want him to reset this year.
And Dame can't play in Portland at all this year.
Until next year, because the injury happened too late.
All right, so really, it's the Bucks and
it's OKC and bust.
Yeah, it's the Bucks, New York, and Indiana to lose it in the East.
Not Indiana, no. Not Indiana.
Oh, Indiana's no good this year.
No, they don't have Halliburton. I mean, he's out too.
Oh, that's right. He's injured too. I forgot about that.
And the East is it's Detroit right now, 7-2 right now, 1-5 in a row. Cleveland obviously still pretty good. The Bulls have a good start.
Detroit's still continuing their like upward developmental. Honestly, I didn't know fuck all about Indiana. I just sort of assumed that having been in the finals last year.
Here's the bottom line, Mark. It's Thunder or bust. The Thunder are 9-1 without Jalen Williams.
Do you think reasonably San Antonio looks like Wemby is.
He's here.
I was going to say Wemby is terrifying. And do you think San Antonio is good enough to at least get to the Western Conference Finals exactly as they're looking right now?
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, again, I've only seen bits and pieces because, again, it's not like I'm getting fucking San Antonio games on Long Island.
Yeah.
But, and at the moment, I have YouTube TV. We don't get Sports Center. We don't have any of the
YouTube
Disney.
TV. Fuck ESPN.
Honestly, I was going to say, honestly, in this one case, I'm with Google on this one because my understanding is that ESPN and Disney, more or less, they've said this for a while anyway, like before they had problems, that they were going to roll up Hulu into Disney Plus. So that's a revenue stream that's going away. So Hulu app is officially done.
They rolled it up. It's still there, but it's
there's still Hulu
now.
Original content, but it's only viewable on Disney Plus.
No, it's still viewable on Hulu for the time being. It's just that.
Oh, okay, but yeah, that's what I mean. Is they've already announced they're shutting down Hulu, but on top of that is obviously they lost a huge chunk of market cap with the Jimmy Kimmel fiasco.
Yep.
And so Disney and ESPN and the NFL basically went to Google and said, so I don't know. I'm just making up numbers. I don't know how the deals are structured. We see here that you're paying 7 cents a subscriber for them to watch ESPN and Disney networks. We think that should be 12. What? But there's no evidence to suggest. But 12.
Mark, don't forget, ESPN has their own app now. They rather you go to their app now.
Well, except that, for example, I have ESPN Plus.
That's one part.
Oh, they have the live
ESPN Unlimited now, $30 a month.
Because my ESPN, that's why so my ESPN Plus used to include live TV, and it doesn't. So that's why I only get, for example, when a hockey game is being shown on ESPN Plus. I don't get Sports Center anymore. I can watch the 30 for 30 library. I can watch all of that, all the ESPN original shit on demand.
But now they add more shit now.
That's why I can't watch live TV anymore.
And WWE now is on the ESPN now. WWE PLE is now on there, pay-per-views. And you need a $30 subscription to do that. Fuck that.
And now apparently too, you can rest assured that like commentary about the NFL is going to be corporate washed as a motherfucker because the league owns something like a quarter of ESPN.
Yeah. So thank God for my people like myself who don't listen to ESPN's NFL's coverage because I know it's all fucking bullshit and
I mean, outside of Scott Van Pelt and a couple of really beautiful women that are honestly guilty pleasures for me. Anyway, I don't like the ESPN broadcast compared to say the NBC broadcast. However, Malika Andrews and Elle Duncan
they can get it.
I would commit crimes.
They can get it. David McMiniman. Wait, Mark. David McMiniman is a blessed brother. You know he's married to Malika, right?
That one blows me away. Why?
Because he's white? Why boy?
No, but like, come on. Not to, look. I can see myself. I'm not stupid, but like, he's really dorky looking.
Doesn't matter, bro.
He has a little bit.
Women
of that,
that shit,
money.
bro. Women like that shit, bro. I'm telling you, women like that shit. The corny shit. The bad boy thing. Goodbye. These when people who can make them laugh and shit.
No, I get that, but my God, man, I just the inverse ratio there is just.
We were raised in an era where women preferred bad boys.
I don't know if like she got a new contract or just life is good, but okay, Maria Taylor.
She always been fine.
Always been stunning.
Stunning.
But lately,
have you watched the NBC coverage lately with the NBA? In general?
And a little bit of NFL here and there because I tend to catch the Sunday night game whenever I pop into my little watering hole across the street.
Okay. Okay. No, and
But yeah, because I mean, it's Turner with a little bit of that '90s NBC flair, basically, right?
So
I mean,
basically, Peacock
that's
NBC.
more or less.
Basically, NBC took over Turner's spot in terms of the days of showing the games. They're doing Tuesday back-to-backs now.
They bought out their fraction of the NBA broadcast pie.
Amazon,
because Turner slid into it when NBC folded its NBA coverage.
Because remember, Turner was on Tuesday nights. Remember, now it's NBC. Peacock.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like NBC was obviously Marv Albert and Ahmad Rashad and all that. That was a powerhouse in the night. But then when they ended their NBC coverage, that was when Turner slid in. Correct.
Oh, well,
and then has had it for the last
not necessarily.
Or there was some overlap.
No. Turner was always the Tuesday and Friday broadcast. NBC did mainly the weekend.
Oh, they just expanded ESPN and Turner when NBC stopped.
Right, they expanded. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were both already fixtures.
Right.
Turner's
been
obviously the merger of ABC and ESPN and all that.
Right, but don't forget too, Mark. Turner has been a longer partner of the NBA than anybody else has since 1989.
Have they really?
Consistency.
I thought
the entire time.
Because I thought because CBS doesn't have the NBA anymore.
CBS lost the
in
NBA.
70s.
CBS lost it to NBC in 1990. NBC took over CBS. NBC,
and then through the 90s, it was alternating between NBC and ABC.
No.
ABC. No. For the finals, ABC.
In the 2000s. No, you're getting it wrong. I'm going to show you now.
That wasn't until the 2000s?
Correct. CBS was the mainstay.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because it was high school was okay. Yeah, because that was the Lakers 3P was sophomore, junior.
So in the 90s, it was Turner and NBC. That's it. Then in 2002, when NBC was done with the coverage, when NBC stopped doing the NBA and NBC, ABC and ESPN came in the fold.
Was it that late that ABC came back into the mix with the finals?
Yes, 2003.
Wow, and that was after Disney had acquired ESPN, obviously.
So right, and they had
a bigger
right. But Turner
wouldn't have been like competing entities anymore.
Right,
they were able
but
to do
Turner
the cable
has
network bridge.
Correct. But Turner has been with the NBA prior to this year for 35 straight years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ernie had always been a Turner guy.
Yeah. He was by himself.
He was like an Atlanta Braves local broadcast guy when Ted created Turner Media.
Right.
Like,
and inside the NBA was Ernie by himself for a long time. By himself. And he was
even
awesome
before
then.
Okay. And then Kenny was
awesome
first.
Then Kenny, then Charles.
He was first, and then Charles, and then Shaq, and then okay.
Right. So So I miss Turner. But honestly, we still got the NBA inside guys on ESPN.
Well, I would say, given how much trepidation there was from like the real fan, like I know what my group chat of friends who actually like really watch the NBA, they were super for a year and a half in the run up to the last broadcast on TNT. They were, pissing and moaning about it. And all of them had like huge reservations about what the NBC broadcast was going to look like. Or wait. Hold on. The Turner guys are on ESPN now.
Correct.
The inside the NBA guys are on ESPN.
Yes.
So I haven't actually watched a ton of that. But what I will say is that the NBC broadcast is filling the void of Turner pretty fucking nicely.
I haven't watched it in detail yet, but from what I've seen so far, it's really good. And by the way, ESPN has allowed NBA to be themselves. It's been the same show so far.
Okay.
So far, so
I think you kind of have to.
It's not gonna work if you're gonna muzzle them. If you're gonna muzzle them, there's no discrimination.
What'll end up happening is Universal will buy out their fucking contracts and leave them alone, let them cook, and they'll just do it on NBC.
Right. Yeah.
In
ESPN needs to leave them alone. And to be fair, I think we shouldn't have been as scared because Pat McAfee is very edgy. So
That's true. Pat's kind of first through the door on that in a lot of ways.
So you can actually credit Pat McAfee for
he does a lot of shit that's sort of like if he loses 1/10% of a ratings point, like he could be fucked. But like,
right. But he's also remember though,
such a draw. He can say and do whatever he wants.
But don't forget though, too, he's not an employee. He's not an employee of ESPN. He's a distributor.
Well, no, because he's part of the College Game Day crew too. It's not just syndicating his show. He's officially part of the College Game Day crew now.
Oh, that's right. He is part of that. Okay, I don't watch anymore. I forgot.
Because when Corso, like as part of the transitioning of Corso out, like shit, I don't even watch College Game Day like that. But a couple of my buddies love Pat McAfee, so they're always talking about it around me. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, as Corso was starting to transition out over the last couple of years, and Pat McAfee has really blown up because it's his whole shtick. That is the like 50-50 raffle for the field goal kick thing where they give away like $300,000 and it's like 150 goes to charity and 150 goes to the kid kicking the field goal.
Right.
It always ends up on like Instagram.
By the way, I was correct. I asked ChatGPT. I was correct. Pat McAfee is generally considered an independent contractor, not an official ESPN Disney employee. He has a licensing deal for a show.
Relative to his TV show, yes.
Right. Yeah. So no.
But I would bet under his College Game Day contract, he's an employee for that.
I'm not that now. No, he also has a separate, smaller contract as an analyst on College Game Day, but that is separate.
Okay, but that's what I mean.
Right.
That agreement makes you an ESPN employee.
Mm-hmm. But he's not. They're saying he's not really an employee. It's a contract.
Well, for his show, yes, his show.
They're saying both actually.
Interesting. Because his show basically operates the same way Le Batard did, where he just does the same show he's always done, and in Le Batard's case, continues to do, and it just happened to be carried on ESPN.
Yeah. So
which I got to Le Batard and John Boy. I fucking love those guys.
Who's John Boy?
You don't follow John Boy Media?
I think I've heard of him, but I don't. John Boy.
He has Talking Yanks and Talking Baseball. He and his guys are mostly Yankees fans, but he blew up during the pandemic where he went viral and his platform really got crazy. Was he would do a lot of lip reading on tense moments and like benches clearing moments between teams. And he's really good at it. And so that's how he got famous. But now, like he's like sponsored, and I think he's got I think his Talking Yanks show is on. Yes, he's sort of like a New York Le Batard. He's like the second coming of Le Batard, but for New York.
Okay, I see it.
I
know who he is.
It's very similar, like, and his crew of misfits is very similar to Le Batard and his crew, whether it's like Stugatz or those guys. Like there's a lot of 1-to-1 there. It's like the Sorkin shit between West Wing and Newsroom.
I've heard of John Boy Media. I've never even listened to a second of that.
Not come across it before.
I just haven't really.
Have you seen the guy? Like I think he's like Tiny Tio or something.
No.
He's a Phillies guy, and he does the "Are you kidding me?" Like when the.
I heard that. Yeah. I heard.
He's fucking great.
I've never John Boy Media. I never dived into it. I'll check it out.
Did you? Obviously, the Mets had such an atrocious year, and Juan Soto being mentioned as an MVP finalist is almost more of an honorarium because we know it's between Kyle Schwarber and Shohei Ohtani. And to me, it's Ohtani, and it shouldn't really be a fucking question.
Mark, I don't give a fuck. This Mets team's so horrible. I saw a thing.
See, that's right. No. I was gonna ask, like I said, I was gonna ask if you watched any of the Gold Glove, Silver Slugger shit.
I saw that shit. I'm like, I go, cool beans. See you spring training.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You guys fuck me
I'd
so hard.
I'd like to see Ohtani win the MVP because I really need people to put a stamp on it that, like, for example, did Kyle Schwarber hit 20, 30 points better in average or OPS plus or any of that? Was his WAR the same as Ohtani's? No, it wasn't. So he did historic pitching numbers and led the league in offensive numbers. Get the fuck out of here. It's Ohtani's MVP.
I think if you're cutting it off at the regular season, of course, which I think they just
he didn't have a great World Series, but he still had a really solid postseason. I would argue.
Do they include the playoffs though in the voting though? Is that cut off after the season?
I'm not sure. I don't think so because not everybody's eligible. You know, how are you gonna hold, like, for example, let's say your 2 odds-on favorites or your 3 odds-on finalists in the National League are Soto, Schwarber, and Ohtani. Well, Soto didn't make the playoffs, and Schwarber got swept out of the playoffs. So how are you going to sit here and then knock on Ohtani and go, oh, well, his batting average was down 40 points in October, and he really shit the bed in the World Series? Well, the other 2 fucking guys were in Cancun.
Right. I'm actually
playing golf in San Diego. What are you talking about? Like,
is that before the start? Is that before the start?
Well, and here's what I'd argue with Ohtani too. He still had, if I'm not mistaken, at least 40, if not a 50 home run season. Again, put up damn near Cy Young pitching numbers.
Yeah.
And was still lights out across all categories throughout the regular season. The way the Dodgers are constructed to win in October and hit you as a platoon with just no matter who goes down, next man up, any dude 1 through 9 can fucking put a ball in the cheap seats, we saw.
Will Smith.
Miguel Rojas.
Fuck you, Will Smith. He killed it. Did he get the NLCS MVP last year too? Or was it Tommy Edman? Was it Edman?
Tommy it was really close between Will Smith and Edman, but Edman got the NLCS, and then Freddie, of course, got the World Series MVP.
So fuck him and fuck the other guy too. Oh, Freeman's good. Fred Freeman's a good guy though. Nice teeth. Fake.
Yeah, but now having gone back to back in the World Series and had the moments he's had in LA, even an Atlanta broadcaster was saying this the other day that, like, when he goes into Cooperstown, his bust is going to be with LA gear on.
I don't know. He may decide that. He may decide Atlanta still.
No, because think of it. The example this old broadcaster used, he goes, well, just look no further than Reggie Jackson. He played 9 years in Oakland, went to the All-Star team like 6 or 7 times, won 1 or 2 World Series, if not 3. Like, he had a stellar career in Oakland. Who the fuck besides somebody like you or me even knows that Reggie Jackson played in Oakland?
I forgot he did, actually. You mentioned that. I forgot. I know he did it. I know he played there. I forgot he played there, actually.
And then there was Baltimore and a couple other teams after the Yankees. But, like, he's a fucking Yankee. And it's going to be, when you're talking about Dodgers, Yankees, Cubs, Red Sox, and honorable mention to the Cards, if you win chips for any of those clubs, if you do what you're supposed to do to uphold your position in the pantheon of those clubs, that's what you're gonna be remembered for.
You got a point there, bro. You got a point there.
Yeah, like Freddie's a wonderful dude. He's beloved in Atlanta, but outside of Atlanta, to quote this Atlanta broadcaster, in 2040, when he's standing up there at Cooperstown for his induction, nobody outside of Atlanta is going to think of him as anything but a Dodger.
You're probably right, man. You're probably right.
I mean, if he hadn't hit that fucking grand slam in Game 1 last year against the Yankees, like if it had been...
what about Game 3 in the World Series this series?
I think...
seriously, he has moments already in LA.
That is obviously the longest. The Dodgers have participated in the 2 longest games in MLB history. They won both of them. They were both at Dodger Stadium. They were both on walk-off home runs. Like, it was incredible.
Bastards.
Ultimately, like, when you're talking about dead air filler on Sportsnet LA 15 years from now, and they're running highlight reels and like old documentaries and stuff, I think just because of the Yankee thing, the Fernando thing, and the Grand Slam and the Kirk Gibson of it all, like, I think the Yankees one is going to outshine this one a little bit. Yeah. Even though the Blue Jay series was a better series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not wrong on that one, though. I think maybe you have a point there with the Freeman thing. That it's going to be Dodger.
Where are the Mets? Okay, are the Mets going to be any good next year?
I don't care. I'm so fucking done with this team, bro. I'm so done with this team, bro. I'm so done with this team.
The like one really, really inspiring year followed by 5 to 12 years of just abject torture.
I mean, here's what it is. And not only that, I don't know if I'm getting Alonso back or Diaz back next year. So
I don't think you're getting Pete Alonso back. I don't think you're getting Pete Alonso.
We don't deserve him. We don't deserve him.
I do believe is a mistake.
I agree too.
I think because I mean, anytime, like, obviously the Mets are more of a Long Island team than of a Burroughs team.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, you got somebody that good that is beloved in this community and is Italian. Are you shitting me?
He's heart and soul of that franchise, bro. Not Soto.
Yeah.
Barely Lindor.
Soto.
It's Alonso.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the same thing we always said about like Kawhi.
Mm-hmm. Kawhi
might have been the best player on the Spurs, but it was still Tim Duncan's team.
Damn right.
Like Juan Soto might be inarguably the best ball player on the Mets. That locker room and the fan base belong to Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
And I get that Juan Soto has some credibility, having already been in New York and everything, like some built-in fan base and shit like that. But he does not have the respect of the Mets fan base the way that, and I mean, I'm up to my elbows in you motherfuckers. Like, half my bowling league are Mets fans, you know?
Smart guy. Well, tortured guys, I'm sure. Tortured.
Yeah. I have friends who are actually Mets, Jets, Islanders, and Knicks fans. Dude.
That makes sense, though. That's what it is now. That's what is the order.
But oh my God, just like when you think of Mets, Jets, and Islanders,
I mean,
you
Giants
have
are
got
better.
To be one of the most resilient, loyal human beings on the face of the planet.
The Giants have been no better in the last 15 years.
I still don't understand what deal with the devil was made for the Giants to be like really solid for 6 years, fire off 2 chips against
the Brady
juggernaut
the Brady
of the quarter century. Literally, like a 20-year run.
I said it years ago. We sold our soul to Satan to get those Super Bowls, and now it came from the back end.
Yeah. What did somebody in the Mara family do it? Was it Eli? I don't know. Or who was the coach at that time? I don't remember.
Because they are one of the worst franchises in sports the last fucking decade or more.
I think it might have been the coach, because wasn't he a like surly fucking Bill Parcells type, but less likable? Tom Coughlin, yeah.
Yes.
Just grumpy bastard.
Yeah. Yep.
And he didn't strike me as a good coach. And like when he crashed and burned, he flamed out bad. Yeah. Like it got ugly quick. So I think he might be the soul-selling culprit.
Maybe you know what?
I think it might be Coughlin.
All things equal, though, I'm still glad we got our 2 Super Bowls and beat Brady to get those Super Bowls. So I'll still
Well,
always take
and
those.
according to my good friends, so this has definitely become my AFC team. And if the Rams ever do, like my dedication to the Rams is flimsy at best. Fuck me, man. Bills Mafia is so much fun, and technically,
They hate me right now.
the only New York team.
They yeah, you're right. No, they hate me right now, Bills Mafia, because I've been critical last week or so.
Yo, we have a Bills bar here in Babylon. What? Maybe it's West Babylon. It's one of the Babylons on Long Island. There's a bar called Red Zone. Used to be a titty bar, so it's like a concrete box with no windows.
Yeah,
but it is a Bills bar now, and I kid you not, the best chicken wing on Long Island.
I believe it.
Like it.
By the way,
amazing.
By the way, Bills Mafia, some of the nicest fans in the world.
Oh my God, I have so much fun with my Bills fan friends. They went right before I got back from California. They did a fucking pilgrimage to Buffalo to catch a game before the weather went completely to shit. And I was so mad I couldn't go. I missed them by literally a week. And the way I just so badly want to dive. Oh, sorry. It got the hiccups. Throw on a Josh Allen jersey and wear a Haley Steinfeld mask and jump off a van through a poorly constructed table.
Yeah.
Oh, so badly.
They are a very genuine, authentic
before
fan base.
Before I get too old to seriously have to worry about like hurting myself, like,
yeah,
I want to do it while there's still a decent chance I don't like separate a shoulder or break my collarbone.
True. Anyway, Mark, let me go deal with my kids.
Yeah,
plug.
It's that time. You go make sure your boys aren't fighting. I'm going to get some dinner and change clothes and go to the bar because I am a man child.
I'm actually glad I got in finally in this pod this week.
Yeah, dude, dude, Thursday was not a good day.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. And I'm going to let you know.
We did it. Fucking shawarma and Sharia for all New Yorkers.
Why one of those right wingers like, what the fuck? You got a fucking communist in your podcast.
Just start getting used to saying inshallah whenever you're talking to your New Yorker friends. You'll hear me say it. I'm gonna start brushing up on my Arabic.
Oh God.
You know, it's gonna be great. We're gonna sane wash the Saudis. We're going to institute communism. It's gonna be so much fun. Think about how much fucking room for activities there's gonna be when the like 3 million people flee the city after his inauguration. It's gonna be fucking beautiful. So much.
Make sure tell the folks. Make sure you tell me you're joking, obviously. But
okay, of course I'm just sorry. It is that.
They may think it's serious.
No, I know you can't. You definitely cannot clip this for like YouTube Shorts.
I am not clipping
Instagram or any of that because I didn't police my language with like code words and shit. I just said what I thought.
This shit whatsoever. So you got to count this in bloody pot.
Full episode only, or like Substack.
Behind the scenes BTS.
All right.
Good job, Mark.
Good night for real. Love you, mean it.
You got it.
Later, man.